Hey guys, welcome again. Uh, in this video, we'll just talk about how to migrate. This is This is one EC2 instance here I have. Okay, and then EC2 instance, and in this I have all the layers you have. So for example, we have MariaDB, and I hope you guys know about RDS. If you guys don't know, just have a quick read on that basics. RDS is one of the AWS services, relational database services. Okay, so it's like a structured query language types. So opposite to SQL, there is something called, whichever is not structured, we call it as NoSQL. So in this RDS, we have a lot of things are coming up. For example, Microsoft SQL and MariaDB, and we have PostgreSQL, and we have Aurora. So a couple of more things we have. So this demo, it's a quick demo. What we are going to do here is we're gonna migrate this MariaDB from this EC2 instance to RDS, and then we will try to open the WordPress website. We will see whether we are getting the images or not. So that is a concept. It's a simple thing, and how to do that, it will give you an exposure to us. When people say migrations, it just gives us an exposure, like, okay, what exactly this does. Nothing high level on this video, it's all basics. So let's do that. Okay, so if you see, as per the diagram, there are instances which were created. So let's concentrate on this one instance right now, A4L WordPress for this. So if you log into this, I'm just hitting on connect and I'm clicking on connect. So when you hit on connect, let's see a couple of things. So the first thing is systemctl status HTTPD. Yes, we have our web server is running. So same thing, systemctl status MariaDB. So if you hit it, okay, MariaDB is down here. It's not working here. Why? Because the MariaDB is connected in the next instance. So I'm talking about A4LDB WordPress, which is running here. So if you connect to this and then click on connect, okay, so this is a MariaDB thing here. So if you do systemctl status MariaDB, so here it is working. So which means what I'm trying to tell you here is, okay, one moment. What I'm trying to tell you here is, so in this, okay, I'm sorry. So in this, I have HTTPD, and that's it. HTTPD and WordPress is there. And in this, I have MariaDB, only MariaDB. So if you see here in this, so let me clear all, and then I'm just hitting here systemctl status HTTPD. No, it's not there. Okay, so, and also here you do not have any no document root. So only MariaDB is running on this machine. Only MariaDB is running on this machine. Okay, right now that is our setup. Okay, and on this machine I have HTTPD. Okay, and then I have WordPress as well. So these two things are all on this machine, and in this I have only MariaDB. Got it? Even you have MariaDB here, but it is inactive. Okay, so perfect. So what we are going to do here is, let me clear all and then draw here, and then let me plan is, we are going to log into the WordPress website. So I'm going to take this public IP of this, the first machine, and then I'm going to type http://enter. So here you got a lot of things. So as usual, I'm just mentioning my demo website, something like this, and then username admin. The password, you can get it from the CloudFormation stack. Right click CloudFormation, click on CloudFormation here, and then click on this migrate to RDS parameters, and then copy the DB password, Control V. So just give test@test.com, click on install WordPress. So your WordPress is installed. So click on login, admin, and then the password, same password which you copied, so paste it, click on login. Okay, so you guys are familiar with the same exercise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the hello world here, click on pause, and then I'm going to add some two pictures which we did it earlier. Click on this and then click on bulk actions, move to trash, click on apply, and then click on add new. Perfect. I'm just gonna close this. So here we go. So my bike pics, something like this. Clicking on plus, gallery, click on upload, and here going for some pictures. Okay, last time I uploaded these two things. Rest of the pics I was trying to upload last time, but it was taking very long time. Maybe because of the file size. I'm not sure. So click on open this one. Okay, these two things I've done. I'm hitting on publish on the top, click on publish. Okay, now if you click on view post, see, you will get my pictures, my bike pictures. Even if you control C and then go to new incognito window, just type, just paste here, and then you will get the same thing. Click on my bike pics here. Okay, so right now what happened here is we have modified the hello world things, and then we have injected something, the new pictures. Okay, so this is one part. Okay, now this is done. Now I'm gonna create the RDS things. Okay, so let's go here. Where is RDS? Search for RDS, click on RDS. Okay, cool. Okay, so before you click on create any database in RDS, you have to click on subnet groups. So click on subnet groups, okay, and click on create DB subnet group, and give the DB subnet group as like this, which I've already have it for me. So I'm going to create like this A4LSN group. Okay, description, you just want to give anything, no problem. The VPC, I've already created a VPC, a different VPC for this. So I'm just using the same VPC because when we created the CloudFormation stack here in the resources here, if you see this, Control F, then if you look for VPC here, Control F, if you look for VPC, so if you see the if you see the VPC, it starts with VPC-0D05F. So I will have the same VPC here, 0D05S. Okay, cool. Now in the subnets, I'm going to add, I've already mentioned all this step by step. I can share these things in the description. So I'm going to choose availability zone 1A, 1B, 1C. So I'm going to choose 1A, 1B, and 1C. So and the subnets, how I mean I've chosen the availability zones 1A, 1B, 1C. So inside 1A I have to make sure that which zone I have to choose. Okay, so let me go to my VPC. So if you go to my VPC and then click on subnets here, so inside the subnets I have multiple VPC. I'm arranging with the VPC. So my VPC is this one, 0D, from here actually. Okay, from here my things are starting. So inside this I want to make sure that which is 1A, 1B, 1C. Okay, so I'm just gonna do, okay, cool, perfect. So here if you see my DBA, this one is in 1A. Okay, so my DBA is in 1A, so it is 10.16.16.0/20. so I'm gonna choose this 1A 10.16.16. okay, this one I've chosen because I'm gonna place these things in my DB subnet groups. So that's why I'm doing all these things. So US East 1B. So let me check 1B. Where is 1B? I think this is 1B. Yeah. So 10.16.80.0/20. Now 10.16.80. Yeah, done. And US East 1C. Let's see US East 1C also. I think this one maybe. Yeah, US East 1C. Yes, this is coming up 10.16.144.0/20. Okay, so all these three subnets are chosen, and then click on create. Okay, we are sorry, you request to create it has failed. Why? We have to see that. A4L, yeah, this is done. Create a subnet group. Yes, 1A, we have added all these three things. but it must be provided and must not be blank. Okay, wow. So subnet group description should not be blank. Okay, so demo db subnet group. Perfect. Now scroll down, then click on create. Now your subnet group is created. So make sure that before you create any database, the subnet group should be created. Okay, that is a prerequisite. Okay, so now the next thing is I'm going to create a database. So how do you create a database? Click on databases on the left side and then click on create database, and then here we have a list of things to be done. Okay, the first thing is I'm going to click on standard create, and then here, as I said, you have a different engine type. Okay, so which one we're going to go right now? We're going to go with MySql or MariaDB or Oracle, PostgreSQL, MicroSQL, and Amazon Aurora. We have a separate session for Amazon Aurora later. So right now for this demo, standard create I'm choosing on MySql. Okay, and inside MySql I'm going to choose a specific version. The version I have mentioned 5.7.31. So here we go, 5.7.31 chosen. Scroll down. So here I'm going to choose a production, dev, or test, or free tier. Okay, I'm going to go for free tier for now. So I'm not going to enable multi-AZ on this demo. So maybe in the next video I'll explain you about the multi-AZ concept. So I'm just going for free tier. So in the settings, I'm going to give the DB instance identifier this name. Yeah, A4L WordPress. Control V. And the credential settings, master username, I'm going to give the same thing. Okay, and then master password, which is already there in my notepad, which is nothing but you can copy it. We can copy it from the CloudFormation parameter things. So master password and then the confirm password, both are done. Now DB instance class, I'm going for db.t.micro, and storage I'm going to change. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to make it default. And here the VPC, yes, we have to make sure that you have to put it to the right VPC, which is the same VPC where we created the subnet groups and all. So this is a one. So clicking on it, and then subnet group, it's already came in. And then you want to make it public or yes or no. I don't want to make this database as public, so I'm just going to make it no. And then in the security group, it says we know what security group. So here it says you have to create a new security group. So I'm going to create a new security group for this. I'm going to give a name like this. Click on create new. Done. Now availability zone, don't give any preference. Additional configuration, always remember RDS database is always active. Connecting to 3306 ports. Okay. Cool. Now password authentication done. Now in the additional configuration, I want to create one initial database name. Okay, when this database is getting created, so I want to give this one initial database name A4L WordPress. So rest of the things are default, and don't do anything else. All done. Just click on create. So when you hit on create database and this RDS is having an engine of MySql with 5.7.2 version, sorry, 5.7.31 version. Okay, so this will take quite some time, 5 to 10 minutes, depends on your connectivity. So just wait. Okay, so my database became available. It took me, I think, 10 to 15 minutes actually for creating my this database. Cool. Now what we are going to do here is so this step is completed. Okay, now the next thing is we are going to backing up the source database. Okay, I think in the last video we have seen the same thing. Yeah, so the source database, how we are going to how we're going to do this. So let's do this. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna connect to the Ec2 instance. Let me close all these windows first. Yeah, let me close. Yeah, cool. So here we go. This is my instance. Yeah, right click, open a new tab. So let it run it. Okay, here I'm going to connect to this machine, A4L WordPress. I'm clicking on connect here. Then click on connect. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to back up my database. So first this command, see this? Okay, MySql dump, and the -h is host. Okay, from where you're gonna dump this. So for this is the IP of this one. Okay, which one? If you remember, this is the instance I'm talking about. This is where our database is currently running right now. So I'm gonna copy the private IP of this one. Okay, and I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, and then -u is use this username, -p is nothing but as soon as you enter the password, enter the command, it will ask you for the password, and this is the database which is running on this machine. Okay, A4L, and then you make a file called A4L WordPress.sql. So I'm just copying this. Okay, then Control V, then if you hit enter, then it's asked you for the password. So password is the same password here, Control C and then Control V, enter. Okay, now if you type ls, now the file got created. So what exactly this did was, even though I've connected from this machine, that is the first machine, which is nothing but where I have WordPress and everything. Okay, I've connected, but I'm running the command on this machine, which is nothing but my this machine, A4LDB for WordPress. If you see the private IP 10.16.48 at 246, this is what I've entered here. Okay, and then I'm just trying to get the WordPress database, and I'm creating a file here in the local machine. Yeah, so this is done. Now I'm going to do the restore thing. Now restoration, what is the command here? Restoration MySql -h is a host, and here this one, instead of this, you have to type something like this. So here go to RDS, click on A4L WordPress, and here there is an endpoint created. It's a CNAME endpoint. Copy this and then go back to your notepad, Control V. So this will end with the .com. This is a CNAME endpoint, we call it as. And then -u is nothing but your user. -p is nothing but as soon as you enter the command, it will prompt you for the password. And this is a DB name which we already created when we created the DB RDS DB. Okay, I'm talking about this step. Okay, and then it's just injecting all the from the backup file. It's just injecting everything inside your DB. So Control C and then open, Control V. If you hit enter, it will ask you for the password. So just Control C this one, Control C, then Control V, enter. It will be done in a second. Okay, now if you see, after I enter the password, it's not responding because it's not from this EC2 instance. It's not able to connect to the RDS. So there is a problem which we forgot. The first thing is we have to look for the inside the RDS. There is something called security groups here. Okay, so just click on the security groups. Let's see whether we have the inbound rules available or not. So I'm just clicking on the security groups, and then if you see, yes, we have a problem here. Click on edit inbound rules, and then okay, this is the IP only we got created, so just close this. Okay, before you can't do like that. Actually, click on cancel and then click on edit inbound rules, and inside that what you need to do here is click on add rule again and give the same MySql here. Okay, MySql, and then MySql, and then here you have to choose an instance called Migrate to RDS Instance, which is the EC2 instance security group. So whoever can connect to the EC2 instance via the security group, they will be able to access the RDS. Okay, so that's a concept. I'm just deleting the first one. Click on save rules. So this is done. Now if I go back here, I'm going to execute the same command, hit enter. Now I'm going to type the password again, Control C, Control V, enter. Now it should work. See, it's worked now. Now we have restored the database and we have done almost everything. So what's next? If I scroll back, we have to modify the WP config file, which you guys are all familiar with it. Okay, now how do you do that? Var www.html ls, and then if you go to sudo vi wp-config.php. I'm good with vi. If you guys are good with nano, please go for it. So I want to go for db host here. So yes, so here I need to change my DB host. If you see, what is this? Already there is some IP 10.16.48.246, right? So if you see what is this 10.16.48.246, if you come back here, this would be my A4 10.16.48.246. Okay, so now what we are going to do is I'm going for RDS. Okay, right click, open link in new tab, and then I'm gonna take the endpoint or the CNAME of that RDS. So clicking on DB instances and then clicking on A4L WordPress, and this is my endpoint. Control C, and then here I'm gonna delete the previous entry. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this, then Control V. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, here we go. So what I'm gonna do is, 1 minute guys, so you have to copy it properly. So here we go. See, I copied something else, I believe. Where is my RDS? Yes, my RDS is here. I'm gonna copy this first. Let me open it in my notepad, and then I'm gonna type it here so that it will be in a one-liner. Yeah, cool. Now copy this, Control C, then paste it here, so it's got pasted. Okay, now escape key, shift ZZ. Now it is written. Now we are good now. Okay, now if I go back to my EC2 instance here, and then if you open the public IP of this, and then if you hit it, http:// I mean, it should obviously work. You should get it, my byte pix. But still, if you remember, we have to shut down the instance, the WordPress DB instance, this one, just to make sure that, you know, we are good with the demo. Okay, so I'm going to connect to this DB WordPress. Click on connect, click on connect. Yeah, so cool. Now if you do systemctl status MariaDB, it is running, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this. Okay, so sudo systemctl stop MariaDB. So now that's it. Now if you see systemctl status MariaDB, so it is stopped, active, and it's inactive, but still if you refresh it, it will work. See, your website is working. Okay, Control C. How? Because since we already migrated to RDS, so your website is up and running. So this is an easy way of migrating one database from one instance to directly to RDS. Yeah, thanks guys. That's it for this video.